Very good morning to the Director of Net Zero Watch. On the day, Andrew Montford, good morning. On the day that we discover that Ed Miliband will make two identical 12,000-mile round trips in 2 weeks to the summit, Cop30. His trip will cost the taxpayer an estimated £22,000 and create around 6 tonnes of CO2 emissions. Really? What a waste of money. I'm with Tyson. Stupid net zero, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but, you know, this is not exactly the first example of green-minded politicians and green-minded celebrities being completely hypocritical. I mean, we used to actually run an annual report on green hypocrisy. And, you know, there was absolutely no shortage of entrants for our annual Green Hypocrite of the Year award. I mean, I don't know whether you remember when Emma Thompson flew across the Atlantic first class to attend an Extinction Rebellion protest in London, and then flew straight back again. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Can I make a suggestion for Green Hypocrite of the Year? I think you should reintroduce that award. Extraordinary story also overnight. Zach Polanski, the new leader of the Green Party, the man who says that in another life he was a hypnotist who could increase the size of women's breasts, probably men with breasts, the world's gone nuts. But his deputy, Rachel Millward, she should go for your award. She's the deputy to the Greens, and she spends all her time saying this country should welcome refugees. It's all about that. But it is at the front and centre of a complaint against the local council in East Sussex that 600 asylum seekers are going to be housed in her local area. So it's all right for the rest of you, Andrew, but you're not coming to East Sussex. They're all hypocrites, these greenies, aren't they?
Yeah, so maybe it's not just hypocrisy on green issues, it's hypocrisy on all issues. Yeah, and we really ought to hold these people to account. You know, if they're just going to do one thing here and another thing there, yeah, we really ought to hammer them. I mean, the Green Party actually has been awful about this. You know, they say we want renewables everywhere. You know, but as soon as a solar farm appears in a constituency where the Greens think they have a chance, then they're against it. You know, it's always one thing nationally and another thing locally. Yeah, we really should be hammering these people. And yeah, Zach Polanski, he looks like he's going to be worse than normal, doesn't he?
Well, I said something off air which I'm not allowed to say. Talk about hypnotists. I think there is somebody in his life that is hypnotised, but I'm not going into it. I'd also like to salute this morning protesters, some wearing what appeared to be traditional indigenous dress, stormed the Cop30 entrance, chanting and kicking down the doors. I'm not condoning any sort of violence, but I always think that these COP things, Andrew, are a bit like the EU. They all get on their jets and they go to Brazil and they all stay in 5-star hotels, having built a road through the Amazon forest, to pontificate to the rest of us who are skint that we should be trying to achieve something that the rest of the world frankly doesn't care about, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it is now just a jolly, isn't it? I mean, I don't think this is the way the world is going anymore. As people are experiencing the economic pain caused by net zero, yeah, the world is moving away from it. I mean, yeah, the US has no interest in doing net zero at all. It's clear when we get a change of government in the UK that net zero will be abandoned completely. So yeah, this is just a chance for politicians to go and grandstand. I mean, you can see that Keir Starmer actually would quite, you know, he was keen to get out of the country and get away from his problems at home, and he can grandstand there. He can hobnob with other world leaders and can pretend that he's important and delivering something. But the reality is COP is now an irrelevance.
It's really interesting that COP is I love that. COP is promoted by, you know, Ed Miliband, and we hear this morning, I mean, it's extraordinary this, that there is civil war brewing in the Labour Party and people are briefing against the Prime Minister and he's fired the starting gun, and they're talking about how if Starmer falls, Andrew Montford, this is, please don't fall off your chair, that the left wing will gain control of the party, and with Rayner as not an MP, the favourite with the book is to be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. I can't even bring myself to say this. Is Ed Miliband, Andrew Montford?
We've had this conversation in the office, and yeah, we think that is actually the most likely outcome, and it will be Yeah, at a time where we really can't use any more disasters, this is going to be another disaster. I suppose the one hope is that it distracts him from the net zero insanity. If it gets him out of the energy department, well, that may be
Yeah,
a
but
bonus.
can you imagine him at a state banquet trying to eat a bacon roll? Listen, Andrew Montford, I share your frustrations, director of Net Stupid Zero. Not your Zero Watch, that's fantastic, but listen, extraordinary. All these people, we need to save the world, but we're skint. Morning,